So we've opened up the Zoom doors and they are flying in, and I can see the live icon from Facebook. Jake Mackenzie from Realtor is joining us again. Today is part 3 of 3. We have had a great time over the last 6 weeks talking about digital prospecting. Jake, good to see you again.
Thanks, Tom. Good to be here for part 3 of 3, the digital proposal today. We've got plenty to go into, so looking forward to it.
Yeah, so I was doing a presentation this morning to the Ray White Group in New South Wales, and a real estate agent there, they've got a big thing called State of the Nation, where they've got a big prospecting blitz where they're ringing the whole company. And one of the agents actually said to me at that conference, he said, "Tom, there is no better thing." And he didn't even know that I've got this. He might know I've got a relationship with Realtor, but he actually said there is nothing better than when you've made an appointment that you send them this digital proposal, and he goes, Realtor do them, and he goes, you get it there, they watch a video of you in the proposal, and he goes, and when the door opens up, they say, "Hi, how you going, Cameron?" Like, he goes, it's like they already know you. He goes, the tone of my listing presentations have changed. And he said, the one, I signed one up the other day, he said, they said to him, "We've picked you because you seem to be up with it with all the tech." And he goes, the only tech they could have seen with me is the text message I sent them of the digital introduction. I think some clients really sort of, it's like going to a listing presentation and scoring a try in the first minute. You know what I mean? You sort of, you must get that feedback from clients, Jake.
We do, and I'm glad you said that, Tom. This last session we went through the digital introduction, which is exactly what that is. It's warming up your clients. They feel like they know you when you walk through the door. And we've had agents that have asked during the presentation, Mr. and Mrs. Vendor, has anybody sent you anything before coming out? And more often than not, it's no. So just by sending that link, not only does it allow you to introduce yourself digitally so that you appear as the person they know when you do walk through the door, but you're setting yourself apart from the competition from day one, which is so important in the market at the moment.
All righty, team. By the way, Jake and I joined Freddie, a guy who won the competition for our last presentation that we did. It was our first one. Jake, if you're comfortable enough to do another 30-minute coaching session as a giveaway, we're going to give it away. To do it, you've got to actually share it on social media. Maybe take a photo of us right now doing this. Tag Jake. Are you on Instagram as well?
Yeah, I am. The Jake Mackenzie.
Okay. And Tom Panos, tag us there. We'll pick a winner by Friday, and they're going to win a 30-minute coaching session on, we're going to unpack what you're doing from a digital perspective and see if there's any, you were outstanding, by the way, when you were there with Freddie, because what I liked about it, it wasn't it wasn't this pitch, join Realtor. You were actually going off and saying, check this, are you doing this, are you doing this? So team, press that share button. We will announce the winner by Friday afternoon. But Jake, last time we did the digital introduction, our first meeting was the digital price update. Just quickly, in summary, for those that were away on holidays and are back now, what was the digital update?
So Tom,
what is that?
It's a prospecting sequence, and that's what this series of webinar has been about. So if you've missed the last 2 sessions, they're still available. We'll share those links today. But really, the digital price update is the very first touch point to your database to get in the door. And it's sending something that's consistent and relevant to your database. Again, we're not in their face every day, but we're sending them something that's relevant, which is some recent sales in the area. We're sending it every month or 2 months, and we've got some great automation that can do that for you, so that when the client is ready to say, "Hey, Tom, I want an appraisal," you'll know when they're opening it, and that sits across all of our tech, which we'll show you today. And they can even click a button to say, "I want to book an appraisal." So that's the first part of the prospecting sequence. We then went into our digital introduction, which means we've got that appointment. We're now setting our agenda, confirming our appointment time, and really laying the foundation of who we are as an agent in readiness for the appraisal, which is what we're going to look through today, that appraisal and the digital proposal. So today is part 3 of the prospecting sequence. Putting these 3 parts together really ensures that you're nurturing your database and actually making the best use of that lead. Because when we get invited in the door, we don't want to stuff this up. We want to make sure that we actually can get across everything that we want to in a professional manner, something that looks great and something that makes us stand out from all of our competitors.
Okay, so can I ask, define what a digital proposal is, which is what we're talking about today. What is it?
So digital proposal is a digital version of your appraisal, really. And I think that's where some people have gotten lost in the past as well. They've put all of this stuff into the digital proposal, which doesn't matter. So we're talking about pricing, method of sale. We're talking about some marketing examples, campaign timelines. It's everything that you would normally discuss during that market appraisal in a really nice, detailed digital version that you can either present with at the meeting and or send as a nice summary after if you don't manage to land the business on the spot. But we're not just adding another bit of tech and something else to do. This is actually a tool to help you win listings. It's not just sending a fancy email once you're done and hoping that they read it and they sign up, but it's actually a tool to help you stay on track, present in a professional way, and sign up that business as quick as we can.
Okay, Susan, if you don't mind, in the chat box, and on social media, if you could put that link in there, because I've got good news for you. We're giving you, there's a prize for every child, and today we're giving you a link that's going to give you free access to resources such as scripts, dialogues, templates that you can use to get more listings and make more sales. So let me have a look there. Susan has put that in the chat box there. Real estate product, real estate proposals. Susan, if I can also get you to put the link, which is Realtair/resources/Tom Panos/prospecting rocket fuel. It's in the email that Bianca has sent me. That's the one that's got all the resources. This is the one that's got the proposal. In a moment, Jake, you're going to be kind enough to actually do in real time when you're doing a proposal. I get a lot of agents say to me, Tom, you don't realize going to all the, he goes, sometimes they say to me, Jake, I don't want to go to that many CMAs. It's a good problem to have because there's just so much work with getting proposals done, but it doesn't have to take long. We're going to see one. Can I ask you, Jake, when I was in real estate, which is way before Realtair, we used to give them a hand copy, right? What are the advantages of a digital copy versus the traditional copy?
Good question, Tom. And there's still plenty of agents doing the paper copy out there. So it's not that long ago. The main benefit of a digital version, number one, you're going to stand out from your competitors that are still on paper, but you're going to know every time that client opens it, or essentially when they pick up that old proposal off the table or that CMA, every time they touch it and look at it, you're going to get a notification. And the power in that to know when your clients are in real estate mode, thinking about you, looking at that digital document that you've sent them allows you just to communicate with them when the time is right. Now, the amount of times you ring people and you've just got them at the wrong time, but they really want to talk to you about selling their home, this is going to allow you to, maybe just send a nice follow-up message at 8 p.m. when you see that they're opening it, sitting on the lounge, having a discussion with their partner, or even if it's 2 or 3 months down the track and they didn't list, but they're re-engaging with it, you get those notifications. So it's really around the timing.
So I've got to tell you, there's a real estate agent that's gone overseas, like many agents have gone over the last few weeks. He got notified, Jake. He then sent them a message. They said, we want to get started before spring because we've heard that there might be a mortgage cliff. He was in Greece. He then sent them an agency agreement. He said to me, it's all part of Realtair. It all, works as one. Signed up the listing. So picture this guy. I don't know where he was in Greece, right? Let's assume he's in Mykonos. He's got his phone. He gets alerted. He sees it, sends a message off. Next thing you know is sends out an agency agreement that is signed on glass, and he's got a listing. He said, mate, I just signed up my listing and I'm sitting here in Greece. You must have stories like that, eh? That must happen.
There's so many stories, and something that we'll show you today, the benefit of doing the proposal and doing the price update and the digital intro through Realtair is all that information you've already entered will pre-populate your agency agreement. So if it already exists in there or it exists in your CRM, a lot of that agency agreement is filled out, the name, the details, the comparable sales. So you're not starting from scratch. So he would have been able to click a few buttons, send that straight across, get notified when it's opened, signed, and sitting back there ready for him to go.
So, Jake, what's in a digital proposal? Is that best done me watching you put one together and then we look at it, or do you want to cover that now?
Yeah, look, I think we'll build one, and then we'll talk a little bit about, I guess, how they're used, because it's not just the CMA. A lot of agents, they're printing out the comparable properties, they're grabbing the book off the shelf with the office information. This is all of that together. So let's jump in and build one if you like, Tom.
Perfect.
Brilliant. So I'll share my screen just to recap where we are. We're inside Realtair. We're inside of our campaign. So we've got our campaign. We're in our prospecting or pitch tab, and we've got all of our templates. We've been through our price update. We know that appraisal's been booked. We've sent them the digital intro. They've viewed that. We're good to go. And we've now got our digital proposal. So we just simply hit create and it will take us into our familiar bouncing ball screen. So this is actually how you generate it. With the price update, there was around 3 steps. With our proposal, because there's more detail in it, there's around 13, but you can have that as complex or as simple as you like. I'll just highlight today some of the areas that agents love and some of the areas that they're really choosing to use. Again, you're going to have your recent sales and current listings that pull through from your data provider. So we're not having to log into our separate systems. We're going to pull through from our RP datas, our prop tracks, our price finders, so that it's all in one screen for you for our sales and our listings. Quite often, you'll get invited into that property because you've sold one down the road. So you've actually got the ability to create some nice case studies. If you've just sold a property down the road and you want to tell that client about that campaign, how many people came through, how many contracts you had out, how many registered bidders, how the auctioneer went, all of those sorts of things, you can build in case studies to use, and that looks great as well. Our normal things that we talk about as agents: method of sale, auction or private treaty. Marketing quotes, our agents love this. It's the ability to have our packages just saved in there: small, medium, large, gold, silver, bronze. We don't need to itemize it for each. We can drag and drop a preset and that will fill out to actually have all of those different marketing items in there for us. Tom, I think one of the best features is our calendar. I'm sure you can imagine or remember Microsoft Word dragging around the boxes of all the different types of events that we did. This one's fantastic. We've got a number of presets. What we can do is go, look, let's start it on the 15th. Simply hit fill calendar and it will fill up with all those different actions that we do: our open homes, our signboards, our live on portal. So a really good tool to actually not only show that client, look, if you gave me the go ahead, this is what I would do, but great in trial closing as well. Would photos next week work? Let's drag that into the right date. So it's a really good tool.
I tell you, everyone knows Josh Tesselin these days because of the amount of sales he makes. Josh Tesselin uses a thing called the calendar close. He uses the calendar that actually shows them why they need to sign up ASAP, because he actually puts the dates like you have there. So this is available on Realtair, is it?
This is all here. So essentially, if you've got a client that says, look, we need to sell and we need to sell by the end of August, you could say, look, for us to do that and actually sell by the end of August, let's end the dates on this event. We need to get started now. And this actually shows that full campaign of that full property campaign that they need to get into now.
I've got it. Jake, can I ask you, is there too much background noise, or it's fine where I am?
No, it's okay. I can hear you loud and clear. Yep.
Okay, perfect. Keep going, Jake.
Look, awards, statistics, anything that you would normally present. We go into pricing and selling fee, and this can be presented how you present as an agent. We're not here to dictate how you want to do your market appraisals or your presentations. We make the templates fit with you. Once you've finished with it, you hit submit. And just to note, if I don't want to commit to a price, I don't have to fill that section out, and it won't actually populate in our template at the end there. So you don't have to fill them all out. You can just fill out the relevant bits.
I like that, Jake. I like that, because there are some real estate agents that don't want to lock themselves in a price in the competition. And I was going to ask you, is it the same case with the commission?
It is same with the selling fee. If you want to just leave it out for now, there's a few options. You can populate it, and I'll show you can actually turn on and off sections. And one of our great agents that uses our platform, he will actually send this full proposal before he goes out, but he will hide the commission, the marketing, and the price, because we know they're the three things that vendors really want to know. What are you going to charge me? What's it going to cost? And how much am I going to get for my property? But he allows them to read through and digest everything else before he actually gets to the appraisal. And then you can quickly turn those sections on and have that presented at the appropriate time. So there's so much flexibility with this tech in how you actually want to present it as an agent.
Okay. So you got, okay, is that it?
That's it. So I hit submit, and it'll actually take it through to beautiful branded proposal that's all ready for you. So it's simply just filling out those steps, and now we're in the proposal.
Okay, Jake, keep going, and give us one moment.
No problems. I'll take them through. So look, just normally how you'd have everything set up, Tom, you would have all of your different sections. We'd have a welcome message. We can have agent profiles, which sit there as well. We can have videos, which sit in there. And then it comes down more to actually about their property. So when we scroll through, here are our comparable sales of how I'm pricing your property, Mr. and Mrs. Vendor. Here's some current listings on the market. Here's a case study. You mentioned that I sold the property down the road. We can actually click in and see the campaign summary of that exact campaign and how we sold it. Similarly, we can have information around marketing, our process of sale. There's a lot of detail in this one, particularly around how that agent sells the property. As we scroll down further, I'll just drop down to show you those great elements. Our marketing quotes, quote 1, quote 2, or our packages that we have, and that great calendar close that we just spoke about. So it's all in here. It looks great. It's very easy for that client to read. If you send it via mobile, it adapts for the mobile. And of course, most importantly, we've got that accept button down the bottom. So this is the button that agent in Greece would have got. Accept, text message comes through. We want to go ahead. And then all I need to do is click this create agency agreement button, and it'll pull all that information through to our sign platform and start to actually build that agency.
So what happens then is that takes you to the actual agency agreement or Form 6, whatever they call it in each state. Okay.
Correct.
Okay, and then you send that out, and then they sign on glass, and that's the agency agreement signed. So this is what this guy's done in Greece.
That's what he's done. Yeah, he's hit that. It's taken them straight through into our sign platform. Our agency agreement and all of our documents sit inside the platform. He's able to then get that signed, get it verified, and list the listing. So that's a really nice introduction and how it takes you not only just from the proposal, which we've done, but it then uses the platform to actually push through into our signing territory, bind that, get it listed, make sure that it's all done not only efficiently, but with some compliance guardrails built in as well. And now we're into prepping for sale, whether it's an auction or private treaty, but then it'll sneak peek into our sell tab as well.
Oh, listen, I love this. Susan, do us a favor, talking about sign-ups. If you haven't joined Realtair yet, and it doesn't matter whether you're a principal or a standalone agent, you can do it. There's no issues. Realtair.com/sign-up. I'm going to repeat that again. If at the moment you got inspired, yes, I'm selling, but I've got this belief in life. If it's good for you, you got an obligation to tell them to do it. Jake, how long is it going to, you did that while you were talking through. Realistically, let's assume you've had Realtair for about a month. How much time should you allocate towards doing a proposal?
Tom, it should take less than 10 minutes, really. It's designed to not take that long. Probably the hardest thing you're doing is deciding what fee you're going to charge them and what comparable sales you're going to add in there, but everything else is set at a template level. So 5 to 10 minutes to create this. You can prep it before you go out. A lot of agents are now choosing to actually present live on an iPad or a laptop, and they can actually scroll through, sit it on the dining room table, scroll through, and have it there. And then once they've finished that appraisal, sending it on the spot. You know, Mr. and Mrs. Vendor, you've now got everything that we've just spoken about. It's in your hand, it's on your phone, it pops up. And then when they open that this evening, quick text message. When they open it in a week, if we don't list it, or if they choose to list on the spot, click that button, fill out your agreement, and you're off and running.
Okay, Jake, can I ask you, if you're a person that wants to sign up, how long will it take before you get the admin tech stuff out of the way? Like, how long does it take to set up these templates, and how does it all work?
Yeah, look, 72 hours we can have you set up in. So it's a matter of going to that link, putting in your details, hitting sign up, and then our customer success team reaches out. We'll help you with those initial templates of the price update, the digital introduction, and the proposal. We'll teach you how to edit and tweak those if you like, but within 72 hours, you can be sending out beautiful professional proposals.
Hey, a couple of questions that have come in. Kathy, by the way, Kathy, she's just asked, can we ask questions? You certainly can. If you've got a question, just put it in the chat box, anyone. What's the difference between Realtair and other digital proposal tools?
Great question. There's a lot of them out there. They all do very similar things. I think we've covered it with our example of our agent in Greece, the ability to quickly go from a proposal straight through to an agency agreement and pre-populating a lot of that. It sits inside the larger Realtair platform. So you've not only just got a great proposal tool, but you've actually got all the tools that support you to get that proposal and then go further into the listing, which is your agency agreement. So it's not another standalone piece of tech. It's actually a workflow and a way that agents are doing business.
Yeah, and I can tell you, to the person that's asked that question offline, I want to let you know I was involved with a digital proposal with another organisation. I've seen most of the digital proposals and I've seen the whole ecosystem. And at the end of the day, Jake, I just see Realtair as Apple. It's all connected. Like, I got my watch, I got my phone, I got my iPad, I got my computer, and I see Realtair the same. It populates the agency agreement, the information, it's all connected. And that's what I really like about it. But is it better, like some people are saying to me in this question, what are the advantages? Oh, we've sort of covered it. The advantages of a paper versus digital is the fact that you're engaged with the client and you know what they're doing and thinking at a specific time.
Yep, that's the main advantage. Look, I think a lot of people are a bit hesitant to get away from paper. They want to leave something on the dining room table to be remembered. And look, that's okay. You can print these if you like, but I'd always say drive them back to that digital one because you want to know when they're looking at it. Some agents are going to just a really simple generic printed version of maybe some office information, but for the specifics of the property, they've got to look at the digital one because you want to know when they're opening it. Every time they pick that up, you want to know that they're actually engaging with it. And it can feel a bit uncomfortable. But Tom, we've had examples of vendors in their 80s and 90s. They've all got phones these days. They can receive text messages and emails. Even in rural and regional markets, we've got agents using this all over Australia. So give it a go.
Okay. So to buy it, is the best thing to do to go to that Realtair sign-up page?
Yep, absolutely. Go to the Realtair sign-up page, put in your details. If you need a little bit more info on it before you're ready, hit book a demo and we can be in touch with you as well. Okay,
and I want to recap. So we've done 3 of the products, but the $189 a month fee it covers the whole Realtair system, correct?
Correct.
It's not just the 3. It's not the 3 that we've done. It covers the whole system.
Everything. So the agency agreements, and then once you've listed it, digital auctions, private treaty offers, contracts, deposits, the whole thing from start to finish. So you don't just get the prospecting. It's literally a system to manage that whole sale, right from, hey, I would like to come and do an appraisal to sign here, deposit and settlement.
Okay. Couple of other things, Jake, I was going to say. If your office is not using Realtair, but you're the sort of agent that's sitting there and you've just done the numbers and you thought it's about $2,000 a year, it's tax deductible. For most people, that's about a quarter of one listing. right? That's what, right? It's even less. If they want to do it, but their offices don't have Realtor, they can still do it. You've got clients, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, we can sign up. It's not the whole office. It can be individual agents as well. So don't feel bad about reaching out. If you want the tech, we're more than happy to help you implement it.
And also, I want to confirm New Zealand now is operating.
It is, yeah. New Zealand is operating. We've got our light version in New Zealand, so we've got all the prospecting tools and a digital signing platform as well. So we're what we've spoken about in this webinar series is all available to New Zealand.
Okay, team, if you haven't jumped on yet, realtor.com/sign up. Also get your free stuff. They're all in the chat box. I've got a question here from Grant Whisker. Hey, Grant, good to hear from you. Does it connect to your to the CRM agent box? It sure does. It connects to most CRMs, doesn't it?
It does. Yep, all the majors.
Okay. Is there any ETA for texting option in New Zealand, please, Jake?
I'll have to talk to the team on that. It's from Jonathan. I can get an ETA on that. I know there's some restrictions around sending text messages from agents' phone in New Zealand. We do have the email link though, so you can email it or even copy that link into your own phone and send it out for now as well.
Okay, that's the answer there, Jonathan. Denise Barrington, if the office principal has Realtor and an agent in the office wants to sign up, does the agent still have to pay the setup fee?
No, setup fees just for the office. So if you've already got an existing client in the office, you don't have to pay that setup fee.
Okay, Kathy says, what's the minimum amount in CRM is ideal to start with to use Realtor? Like, is there a minimum number of data?
Yeah, look, good question. I think there's a belief out there that the more data, the better, where really it's about having clean data. If I had 50 clean contacts in a database, that would be enough to actually start servicing your contacts. So it's not about the number. The rough figures are around 900 pieces of data is around 30 to 40 listings per year that come out of that. So it just depends on the volume that you want to do as an agent. But look, get started. If you've got 50 to 100, even a couple of hundred, more than enough to actually start sending it. Just make sure it's clean.
Okay. So, by the way, everyone, if you've missed a couple of the earlier sessions we've had last month with Jake, there are so many benefits to Realtor, one of them being the ability to not have to have an assistant or to delay an assistant, because tech is not there to substitute you, but it can complement you to the point where you don't need to have an assistant till a later time or not at all, because if you can master just doing this, and it's not hard. I mean, I've seen you do 10 minutes for a proposal. It looked to me like there's only a few minutes to do the digital intro, a few minutes to do the price update. You master that, you can pretty much get on, save yourself 75 grand salary on a PA, right? You're miles ahead. I want to recap. The resources are there in the chat box. And in addition to that, we also have your sign up, realtor.com/sign up. I want to let you know to all of you, Jake has joined me over a 6-week where we've been running the digital prospecting series. We will return to Tech Tuesday, and Jake, love to have you back during Tech Tuesday, where we actually we pick up a topic and we dig deep in it. And often we actually also bring one of your clients or one of my clients, and we talk about how they're using Realtor to actually help them make more listings and sales. As far as I'm concerned, Jake, you know, you're a real estate guy. You're out there auction. You're about to have the busiest quarter of your life. I can sense it. Right now, you need to be getting proposals out to clients. The decisions that they're making between today and the end of August are the listings you're going to have in September, October, November. You know how it works, Jake. The conversations and the proposals today are the listings in spring. What's the by the way, what's the world of auctions? A lot of people don't know you're an accomplished auctioneer. You're out there in the field at the coalface. What's it been like in the last 2-3 weeks, Jake?
Tom, look, it's tough at the moment. I see a lot of what you're posting as well. There's some big decisions being made at the moment. I feel that agents are doing a lot of appraisals because people are starting to have to make some tough decisions. A lot of mortgages coming off fixed rates. They're jumping into the nearly 7% range here in Australia. So it's tough. I think it's going to get a lot tougher. And as you said, if you're not having conversations now, then we need to be listing for spring and get yourself in a position where you can handle volume. Tech like this, we've got agents writing $1 million in fees and they don't have an assistant. They're simply using this system to do it. It's quicker to do it yourself than it is to actually get somebody else to do it. So jump in. If you need more information, we're more than happy to show it to you. But yeah, to answer your question, it's getting tough. There's about to be a fair bit of volume, I think.
Yeah, I've had a few agents telling me they've been using Realtor to get here's what a guy said to me yesterday. He went to a listing that he signed up 3 months ago. He went over, he hasn't had any luck selling it, and he said to the vendors, you know what? I feel like I've got to pretend like I'm relisting your property for the first time. I feel like I've got to do a brand new presentation, look at new comparable sales, try and launch your property in a new way. And what he did is he actually just got I don't know whether it was a price update or a digital proposal or what it was, but he said, I just got a new presentation with new comparables. And I went in there and I said, as if we're starting again, he got a 10% price alignment. And you know what it's like, Jake? When you adjust the price, a magical buyer always appears in any marketplace.
You've just got to take action. And that's the flexibility with the templates as well. We've got a lot of agents that are using them to keep vendors up to date with what's happening in the market. If properties sell, generate an update just around their property and send it to them. These 3 sold around the corner. These 2 got listed. Use the tech to make your job easier as an agent.
A proposal a day keeps the doctor away, and Realtor, it's going to make that easy for you. Jake Mackenzie, I want to thank you so much. A reminder, everyone, in the chat box and in the comment section on social media is where we've got the links. Jake and I will select a winner by Friday. We will pick one winner. If you haven't pressed that share button on Facebook, do it now, or tag us on Instagram. We're going to pick someone up in social. Jake Mackenzie, thank you so much.
Thanks, Tom. It's always a pleasure.
Absolutely. Signing off, everyone.
Bye.